Well, hey, folks. Not nobody in here yet, but hey to anybody that might be coming in or anybody that's going to watch it. We're running right on it. Try to get my teeth a little bit cleaner. I've been eating Oreo cookies. Hey, Jovita. It's just you and me, baby. Oh, Lordy. Has the weather been good there? It's been pretty nice this last few days. I've been right around 70, 75. It has been super nice and cool at night. And we really like that, guys. We really like that. Anyway, maybe we'll have some folks pop in here in a minute. We'll see. Hopefully it'll be better than the turnout we had last week. Not that I'm complaining, but those that did stay in for me the whole time, bless their heart. Oh, I bet you guys are liking that weather then. Low humidity too. Woohoo. Yeah, it's been super nice here. We've enjoyed it. Got right chilly though on Wednesday night here. Yeah, they did come in late. Thank goodness that they did. Hopefully we'll have some pop in here tonight. We've just been working around the house, guys. We put a new roof on the old well shed. I throwed that well shed up. There's Wheat. Hey, dear. How are you? And Peter. Hey, Peter. How are you? Peter, what days do you post or do you do your lives? I've tried to look and I don't get a notification, even though I've got you down and I'm subscribed to you, but I don't get a notification. Maybe you don't do lives. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I throwed that old well shed up one day right after we got that well put in. You know, it's a real deep well, bored well, whatever, drilled well. I don't know what you call it, but it's one of those that's about this big around and super deep, 500 and some odd feet deep, maybe more than that. I don't remember, but it was plus 500. I do remember that. So I throwed that thing up and it's not square because I was just trying to get something that would, you know, keep the bad weather off of it, keep it somewhat warm for that particular cold spell. And then we never did redo it. So really didn't have a roof put on it. I just had a couple of boards laid up there and some tin. So anyway, Joey got out there and him and Tommy fixed a lean-to roof on it. And then Joey and I went out today and we got the tin up there and Joey got it all bolted down. So I was glad to see that. Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Central Time. So that'd be 11 my time. Okay. That's probably why I don't see it. Okay. Because I'm usually going to bed right around 11 or 11:30, something like that. But I'll try to check you out. And Sundays at 5:30. Okay. Try to remember that. Oh yeah, guys, I went to that the Barber's Vintage Motorcycle Festival thing. Man, I didn't realize how much was going on. I got a whole nother video to put out that shows more than just the swap meet part. It's showing the downstairs floor, one of the downstairs floors inside the Barber Museum. When I got there, I didn't get there until they'd done closed. They were having a special dinner that night. And so they had closed and I could have waited, went back the next day, but I went ahead and left and come home. Didn't spend the night. But I got the bottom floor videoed. I got all the events and things that they had going on for the little kids, all the bouncy houses and, you know, stuff for them. I got a little bit of the races that were going on. And it's just the Lady in the Lake, which is the art piece that's out there. They had it set up there. Let's see, what else did I have? And there's probably some more of the swap meet. Anyway. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Right there, that latest one that just came out. Yeah, it's talking about that swap meet that I went to. Joey did pretty good selling stuff. Of course, he brought back more stuff, more stuff than he took with him. But you know how that goes. He goes there to get the deals and the old parts, and then if it's sometimes he'll buy a whole lot, whatever's in that lot for, reduced price. People don't want to take it back home, and he'll buy the stuff, and then he'll take out the parts that he can use, and then what he can't use, he takes back and sells it the next year or puts it up. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these motorcycles and all these parts if anything ever happens to him. Probably nothing. I'll probably be too old to remember by then. Hey, Tamara, how are you, dear? Glad to see you in here. No, we're not frozen. Is it real cold up there where you guys are? It's been about 70, 75 during the day here. It's been really nice. It's getting, down in the 40s maybe at night, but I can handle that, guys. I can handle that. In fact, I like to sleep with it a little bit warm. We've been getting out a little later in the mornings, letting the sun come out and the warm it up a little bit before we get out there, because both of us don't work no more. We're both retired, and how that is when you're old folks. Chickens don't like it because they're not getting out as early as they usually do, and now they're starting to lay just all over the yard. So I don't know where they're got eggs at now. I'm going to have to start get out there and just listen, and when I hear them doing their little egg song, get out there and find where they've got eggs at now. But that's okay, because we really don't need them. I've been giving eggs away, guys. I've been giving eggs away. And gosh, I saw this huge possum out in the yard last night, about 2:30 in the morning. And I thought, I ought to go dispatch that sucker because he'll be after my chickens. But I knowed I had them all locked up last night, which I try to keep them locked up every night, as long as all of them will go in the pen. Because when I give them their feed, if they go in, that's great. I lock them up. And if not, they just have to fend for themselves. But most of the time, they all go in. Every once in a while, I'll have one that's not out there, but they've got to where they know about what time I'm going to start feeding them. And them little suckers will come out here to the back door. And when my dogs go to bark, and they come flying to the back door because they know I'm fixing to come out and feed them, it just drives me nuts. Had to go dump cash, honey. Dump some this way, girl. Let me make sure I read that right. Yeah, dump cash. Well, Lord goodness, dump some over this way. Yeah, I'm not real crazy about possums either. And this sucker was huge. He was out there under the pecan trees trying to scrounge him up some pecans, but all the squirrels had done took off all my pecans. Hey, Tina. I'm assuming that's you with Rainy Ridge. Hello, dear. Yeah. Okay, trash. Okay, I understand that now. Oh, Lordy, when you said cash, I'm going, heck, dump some over here. I need it. Yeah, Joey asked me today, he says, we going to go and eat? We're going to go to town and eat, or we just going to eat here? And I said, we just going to eat leftovers here. So that's what we did. We ate leftover chili that I had made. I made it Friday night. So we had chili for Friday evening. We had it for supper, but we didn't really have it. It was there, but we didn't eat it until Saturday. And Joey didn't eat it yesterday, but we ate it today. So, and then my granddaughter came up and got her a big bowl of chili. So the chili's just about gone. We got enough for about 2 more bowls of chili, and that's about all the chili we need. Oh, I know that feeling. I know, honey. I know exactly. You can type this stuff and they'll correct it to what it thinks you ought to be saying, not what you're really saying. It drives me nuts. But yeah. I got my thing here. If y'all somebody wants to come in and hang out with me tonight, it'd be fine. I don't really have a whole lot planned. We fly by the seat of our pants here. But we've got the well house roof done. Now I've got to get in there and insulate the top of it, and then we won't have to worry about that. I do have the tanks and all insulated, but we had tore the insulation off of the pipes when we were having a problem with it. And then we found out it was the actual little vent. It's got a little filter that screws up in there, and we had to get another filter thing. It was leaking. But other than that, that's where the leak was coming from. So wasn't no point tearing off all that insulation, but you know how we do. So we got that done. And one of my turkeys, my youngest turkey boy, was out there. He was missing today, and the mama was running around all over the yard just hollering for him. And I told Joey, I said, "Have you seen the mama turkey?" And he's, "No, I hadn't seen him." I mean, the baby turkey, which the baby is almost as big as the mama, but you know. Hey, there's Karen Fan. Hello, Karen. It's good to see you. Yes, I remember meeting you at Pedals. Good to see you, hon. Glad you popped in. Yeah. We so like I say, I got to looking for him, couldn't find the little devil. But you know, his mom's still running around hollering for him. I guess he showed back up. I don't know if old Crooked Toe had done got after him and run him off. You know, that's his dad. But after they get so big, the boys go to fighting. So I can only assume that Crooked Toe, the dad, had done got after him. And so, you know, we were hoping that the possum didn't get him, because that's all I think. I don't really pin the turkeys up at night, but I've told Joey that now that all the chickens are going into the main chicken pen at night, and we're letting them out during the day, we're not going to have anything in the hoop coop. And unless we start having some more babies, I won't have anything in the hoop coop. So I think next time we have turkeys born, we're going to put them in the hoop coop and just leave them until they're at least half grown. Because, you know, they're just dwindled. I mean, every single day they were just disappearing. I don't know. It's the darndest thing I've ever seen. We had 12 and we ended up with one. You know how that goes. Never had that bad a loss. Usually we'll get 9 and end up with 3 or 4, you know, because the mama runs off and leaves them in the high grass and the pastures and stuff like that, and they perish, or, you know, something gets them. But this year, I don't know what happened to them. You know, a couple of times there we had hens that just got fed up with all the boy turkeys we had around here, and they left and joined the wilder, real wild turkeys around here. And we had, because several people that hunt said, "Yeah, we saw some of your hens down there with them." So the possum random chicken eats cat food, and the cats let them. Well, you know, I have a friend that had one come right in her house and eat cat food. And I'm going, "Holy cow." She said, "Yeah, it scared me to death. I heard it in the middle of the night, and it didn't come in the cat door at their back door." I said, "Had to have been the last time he eat me cat food at my house, especially inside, you know." It freaked me out. I couldn't imagine. She said, "Oh, I like to fell over it. I thought it was a cat in there eating. I was wondering why it was eating so late at night." Oh, yes. Yeah, we've got that done. Thank God we got that done. I'll get all that well house insulated. And I didn't video. You know how you do. Get out there and get busy. Don't even think about getting the camera until you're half done. And it's like, but anyhow, hey, Stephen, how are you? I'm glad you're here. Good to see you. Vita said, "Ooh, I'm dead." Oh, girlfriend. Yeah, we trying to get all our stuff done. You know, the kids are going to be leaving here. I've told y'all about that. But they were here, not this weekend before last, for the whole weekend. Jacob left, his oldest grandson left his car here. And he's going to be driving Riley's car, because Riley's just turned 16. And they don't want him to drive that far on his own. Plus, Riley is high-functioning autistic, so he's not had as much actual driving, you know. So anyway, so Jacob's going to drive his car. And hey, Jan, I'm so glad to have you in here. Good to see you, girl. Yeah, we got them up here, and he's going to be driving his car home. Brandy is going to be towing Jacob's car, because Jacob's car has more miles on it than Riley's car. And so that's the way they're going to head back. But they're going to stop here. Oh, really? Are you going to be playing there at El Rancho? El Rancho. It's a Mexican restaurant. Where is this at, Stephen? Hey, Sheila. I'm glad to see you in here. And Karen, how are you doing? Hope you enjoyed your trip. We all got rained out from down there, but that's the way it goes. And at Pedals, we knew the weather was going to come in, and there were so many people that didn't even come because of the weather, in Florida. Speaking of that, they had the cadaver dogs out there in North Carolina today. I felt so bad. They're still looking for people. Stephen did not say yet, I don't think. Adventures in Gardening. Hello. How are you? I'm so glad to see you in here too. Pennsylvania. Okay, well, Harrisburg, honey, that's a ways away, but I wish I could. I love Mexican food. So, yeah, I'd have been right there. When we were at Jan's for their meetup that they had, I was kind of hoping we would all go to the Mexican restaurant that she's always talking about. But everybody else vetoed that, so we went to a different restaurant. But it was still good, But I was just looking forward to trying out their Mexican food there. And yep, we've been working around here. Got that done. I've got some old tin that I had laid on top of the. Yeah, really. I got that tin that I had just laid up on top of the old well house that I had built. That was there, and I took it down, and I'm going to box in the backside of my original chicken pen to kind of keep some of the wind off of it for this winter. And so that's one of my chores for tomorrow. And then I got to get all these nasty little dogs washed because I don't know what Casper got into, but he is nasty as a little buzzard. And then we were playing with Rosie the other day. Well, a friend of mine was yesterday, and doggone, she had fleas on her. So I said, we definitely got to get all these little mutts washed in something to get rid of these fleas. Oh, there's there's Des. Hello, Des. How are you, dear? Yeah. I'm just got a lot of things I need to get done, but you know how that goes with these little mutters. Yeah, poor little Josie. She's gotten so finicky, she's so old, and she can't really have no teeth hardly left in her mouth, bless her heart. And so she'll lick. And Joey put some milk in with her dog food this morning. Well, she licked all the milk up. He mixed it in there good. Then she was full and didn't want her dog food, so I had to put it up and give it back to her later. Jan, have you had your giveaway yet? I know you told me about it, but I forgot all about it. And so I don't know if you've had it yet. Probably so, for all I know. Oh, there's Gold Pan of Suntown. Hello there. Glad that you guys made it in. Good to see you. I haven't got over to the Gold Camp yet. I keep saying I'm going to go over there and camp out and see what's going on. Maybe I have a little luck. Sometimes I do. I've had more luck up around Tennessee than I have down in North Georgia, around Cleveland, and in that area, looking for gold. And then, you can always go to those little gold camps where you buy the dirt, but I hardly ever do that. I like actually looking for it myself, even though I don't get nearly as much. But then I'm not paying for it either, just with time. I enjoy all the information that you put out too on your channel, so that's interesting. But if I do get over there, I'll set up my little sluice and we'll see what we can find, and maybe I'll do a little video on it if I find anything. A couple of years ago, they had a scuba diver, and there's two creeks and they run together over there at the Gold Camp, and they scuba dived and run a high banker that was on that floats, one of those kinds that runs the pump. And they sucked all that stuff up, and man, I don't know how many ounces of gold they pulled out of that thing, but they split it. So that was pretty interesting to watch. Let's see. Stuff on your second channel is on stand still because my phone finally gave up. Well, I know how that gave up the ghost. Oh, well, you'll be all right. It'll come back. You'll get you another phone or get you a camera or something. I've got a video camera that does real good if you're up close. And then I've got another camera that does great, but the lens it doesn't look clear. It's not I mean, you can see good with it, but it's just funky. The lighting or the lens itself has gotten stained or something because it's just not as good as I would like for it to be. Hello, Joe. Thank you, honey. Appreciate that. How are things going with you? Yeah, we've been praying for all those people up there in North, of course, the ones in Florida and South Georgia and all over, but the ones in North Carolina are really having it. They've still got so many people missing up there. It's just ridiculous. And, they've got the cadaver dogs out now, doing that. So it's really sad. Yeah, you're exactly right. Camera problems are a never ending problem. And, I dropped my darn GoPro. And so now it's got two little specks on it. So it looks like the lens is dirty or got a drop of water on it and those two specks. So I've got to order me another lens to put on it and figure out how to do that. It's a GoPro Max. Yeah, I think a GoPro Hero Max, whatever it is. Anyway, so I got to figure out how to order that thing. Sheila says. Jan said she would like to find that gold. Jan, did you get up a lot of pecans off your trees this fall? Yeah, I went down and shelled out a full gallon baggie of pecans. So we're going to have plenty of desserts pecan. I do red velvet cakes and little tiny pecan tarts and pecan pies and, just all kind of divinity and all kinds of stuff at Christmas time. See the back of my hand? I don't know if you can see all of this. Right here is bruised. I had done banged on the darn pecan masher. Couldn't mash the darn thing, so I was just hitting it hard with my hand. Well, then my hand had gotten sore, so I decided I would hold the darn pecan thing like this and bam it down with this hand. Well, when I bammed it down, I'd done it a bunch of times, but I bammed it down one time and the handle itself come down and hit me on top of my hand. And I know then I said, ooh, that ain't going to feel good. And a big old knot popped up on it. And now the knot's gone down and it's just all black in there. It's hard to see it on the camera here, but it's black all around here. Yeah, my nutcrackers, I have one of those, that you drop the nut, well, you set the nut in there and you slam the handle down. Well, I'm not strong enough to slam that handle down anymore, so I have to hit it. Well, then after I hit my hand, I went out there and got me a little piece of wood about this big around, and I hold it and I whack it with that darn piece of wood, and it was cracking them good. So anyway, I got my gallon picked, got all of them picked out, and in the gallon bag, put them in the freezer because we're going to be using them suckers here real soon. I have to hide them because Joey go in there and start eating them. He'll reach in and get him a handful of pecans and walk off before long. I won't have a gallon. There won't be a half a gallon. Jovita says use pliers. I've used pliers before, and I've used the little nutcrackers too, but God, they take so much longer to do. And this thing pops it and it cracks it like from the ends, and it cracks it all the way around. So it works really good. And Uncle Lawrence, when he passed away, he sent us it's a cracker for pecans, but it's for any kind of nut. And so we've been using it for the I'm not tagging anyone yet tonight. Too much work. Oh, I know how that goes, hon. Been known to use a hammer. Yep. I've done that too. And back in the day when we were kids, my great-grandmother, she had a nutcracker she had a she had like 4 huge pecan trees in her yard. They were huge, huge, like trunks, like you couldn't even reach around them. And those suckers produced like crazy. One of them was a paper shell pecan. It was a long, long pecan, and you could just mash it with your fingers and break it. They were so thin, and man, that was nice. But doggone, the squirrels get all of my pecans. I don't get any. I picked these up elsewhere. If I hadn't been rambling around and picked up more from somewhere else, I'd have had to buy pecans this year. So I was really glad to get them. And these were one of those trees that I got them from was one that had volunteered up. You know how that goes. It was in a pasture. And so they weren't that big of pecans, but heck, I don't care how big they all eat and they all taste good. I know some of y'all call them pecans, whatever. We call them pecans around here. But anyway. Hammer and anvil. Yep. For years and years, that's what I did. Joey had a big, thick piece of metal about, I guess, 18 inches square on his flatbed truck that he used to crush cans with. And he'd just hit them with a block of wood and smash cans, throw them in a bucket. Well, I started using that block and a hammer, and I'd set the walnuts up, because black walnuts, man, those shells are so hard. I'd set them up on the end and smack it with that hammer, and it'd pop them out of there. Boy, I'd have shells everywhere, but that was okay. I was doing it outside. Pecans. I know. It's just according to where you're from, honey. It's just according to where you're from. Yeah. The ones that are volunteer usually are not as big as the ones that are, because most pecan trees are grafted now. So you get a grafted pecan tree, and it's a big, big pecans. But the others, the littler ones that aren't but about maybe an inch long or something like that, well, that's okay. I don't care. They all eat. That's the way I look at it. So yeah. So these turned out real good for us. And got that done. And I got all my plants up, got them, not all of them up, but I got the most likely ones to get any damage from the cold up. And got them inside the greenhouse. I just got them sitting in there though. And so that'll help a lot. That's right. It's all nuts to me too. Off your diet due to kidney stones. Bless your heart. Oh no. And kidney stones are terrible. I passed one. Thought I was gonna die. I was on a horse ride when I got it, and man, every 10 minutes I felt like I was about to wet my pants. You know how you just have that pressure and you feel like you gotta go. It finally came, but I didn't think it was going to. Whew. Yep, that's right. Well, anyhow, guys, we've been working around here, got that done. My daughter and granddaughter and Tanya's boyfriend came down and built some shelves, racks, they got them great big heavy duty totes. And so they built them so that they could slide in those totes. So they're toting all the stuff in their 12 by 24 shed. So that'll make it a lot easier. Oh, GoPan says they had a kidney stone like 15 years ago. Oh, yeah. I can imagine it probably is worse for guys. Got further to go there. I don't know. I thought it was pretty darn tough for me. In fact, I went all the way through, had C-sections with both my kids, but I went all the way through being dilated, ready, and all that stuff, and to be told I couldn't have the kid, the first one. But that wasn't as bad to me as darn kidney stone was. Of course, when I had the labor pains, it was in my back. So I guess it was a lot different. I could move around and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, well, I fixed some cabbage tonight. I bought a cabbage. It was about that big around, and quartered it up and wrapped it on tinfoil and wrapped it in some thick bacon, pepper bacon, put some garlic powder and some lemon pepper in there. So salt and all, wrap those suckers up and put them in the oven and baked them. You talking about good. That's good done like that. I don't know if you guys have ever done that or not, but they were good. We were going to eat one tomorrow, but Joey and I decided we were going to split one tonight just to see if it was as good as we thought it would be. I knew it would be. We just didn't want to. We knew we couldn't eat the whole thing, so we split one. Anyway, so that was pretty good. We enjoyed that. Oh. Yep, when the kids come up this year for Christmas, I think we're going to do most of our Christmas at our son's house, Jeremy, Joey's son's house. It's our son, I guess, because my house is, this old house has got rooms and they're divided off. So everybody wants to get right in the kitchen when you're trying to do something because, they all want a social. And I'm constantly trying to shoo them out of the way or, y'all go in yonder, please, or something. So their house is a lot more open, more of an open floor plan than my house is. So I think that we decided we were going to do it there this year. So that'll be good if that's what happens. So yeah, I know, if you have any problems with your colon and all, they say don't eat pecans, nuts, or popcorn or anything like that because you get those little quarters in your colon that can cause polyps. And for a long time, they told us we couldn't have those. And I said, oh, my cow, I love popcorn, guys. So, yeah, we did that. Just started eating a little bit of popcorn, and I'm trying to stay off of it, guys. Feeling some better, too, guys. I know y'all had asked if I was doing any better on a couple of my videos that I had put out. So, yeah, feeling better. Still had a bad day Sunday, and that's the first one I'd had in probably 4 or 5 days. So that's good. Maybe they'll figure out what the heck's causing it and I'll get better. Oh, let me get these up here. And so I'm going to fix a brisket. And I've never cooked a brisket by myself, guys. Don't laugh. So hopefully if I follow the directions like it says on the package, I won't have any problem. Now I've been with people and I have helped them to do it. Let's see. Corn puffs like Cheeto Puffs. Oh yeah. Yep. Those are good. I love the ones that are, I love the Cheetos. And, I used to sit around and eat wheat crackers too, because that was something that wasn't very fattening and that would do good. And people are talking to Adventures, DJ's Adventures. Yep. Anyway, so I'm going to cook this brisket. So if y'all have any advice on how to cook a brisket, you can sure tell me because I don't have a clue. It's got directions on the back of the package. So hopefully that'll be good. I don't know. And I'm going to put it in the oven also instead of cooking it on the grill. Everybody says it's better if you cook it on the grill. Well, I don't have one of those smoker grills that you can sit there and cook forever. And yeah, she says she don't. Dad says she doesn't have one and hadn't cooked one either. Yep. So that's my look, So if I had one of those smoker grills or one of those kind that you could put the pellets in or something like that, but I'm not going to buy one just for an occasional roast or something like that. It just doesn't make sense to me. So that little sucker is going to go right in the oven. And a friend of mine said that I could still put a little pan down there in between the burner in the bottom of the oven and put wood chips in there to get that smoked flavor. I don't know. I've never tried that. They said make sure you've got it in a pan with water in there. So Kavita says really nice and slow in the oven. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I assume I need to do anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to put it in the oven, dab that sucker up, wrap it up good, and put that. Now, I've done a lot of Boston butts in the oven, and you let those things cook and let them get really tender, and then you peel back that paper, and it's got that, I call it the bark, the black, heavier, thicker built up. Man, I love that bark around there, guys. Rainy Red says she's got to go. Have a good night. Good night, honey. You have a good night, Tina. Good to have you here. Yes, it's a beef brisket. It is a beef brisket. So that's what I'm hoping. So we'll see how it tastes. I'll let y'all know next week. Cover it with foil to hold some of the moisture in. Yep, that's what I was told. They said that I could brown it, or someone was telling me to brown it in an iron skillet. Now, I don't know if I'm going to, because I'm probably going to follow just exactly what the directions say for this one and see how it goes. But they told me that I could brown it in a skillet and then wrap it up in foil with the seasonings that all came with it, and that it'll be really good. It'll seal in the juices a lot better. But I've got some really thick, heavy duty foil. My son Jeremy, or our son Jeremy, he works at a company that produces foil, and so he brought me for Christmas last year. He brought me some of those foil pans, you know, like you have in buffets and stuff like that. And he bought me a big roll, and I mean, it was a square roll of foil, and it's that really thick, heavy duty foil. So I've had that thing all year and still hadn't used it. It's probably got this much still on the roll. So that'll last me probably for another year, because because I don't do that much baking. Now, a lot of mine is stuff like the cabbages that we did today, or like the hobos. If you looked at that video where we take the squash and beef and whatever and cook it in foil paper with potatoes and all. Anyway, just stuff like that. I'm not really a big foil user. A lot of people use foil in all their pans and everything else, but I've not done that. Oh, there's Hiking with Jackie Boy. Hello. How are you? Good to see you in here also. Yeah, we're just buzzing along here tonight, trying to get some content out. I'm glad to see so many people in here. Last week we were poor on folks. Yeah, we were poor on folks. It was just a holiday weekend. What can you expect? I was just proud we had the ones we did. But anyway, it makes it harder to sit here and carry on a conversation when there's nobody communicating with you with it. Anyway, so fellow Texan there, Kevin. Hope he was talking to you. Yeah. Oh, they are having some kind of a Texas Expo in April. I don't know if I'm going to check it out, because I want to do the Soil Expo down in Savannah come next year, that some friends of mine put on. The Brown. No. Trying to think of their name. Anyway, forget about it. But I'm going to try to go down there. My mom just went blank, y'all. Sorry about that. And so we're going to try to get down there. Joey's never been to Savannah, so he's going to probably go with me. We're going to go down and do a little touring around. Hopefully they'll have some of all this damage that was done down there with the hurricane cleaned up by then. But he's never been to Savannah, so it'll be interesting for him to go see the coast and, all that kind of stuff out that way. It's really beautiful over there in Savannah. I've been a couple of times. It's a long time ago, but years ago, but I've been there. It's awful that it's only about 4.5, 5 hours away, and I just don't go. I go out to Texas and Arkansas and Missouri and places like that, but don't go places right here around the house. You know how that goes. Anyway, but we're going to try to get to that. And then I want to do Jan's meetup that they do, and the one that they have there in Arkansas, the Arkansas River Valley meetup. And I'd love to do the Mid-America meetup, if that's the name that they're going to have there at Tenkiller. So I don't know that I can get all these meetups around there done, but I need to get on board and get the schedule, to find out what all else is going on closer to me here in Georgia and Florida, right around here in this maybe 9-state area where I live. They call us the regional area, around here. But yeah, we have got a lot done around here. The kids got all those shelves put up, and they really look good. I didn't know how they would do with them, but they turned out really nice. And she left enough of a gap to where when she slides it, because it slides in and out, so that makes it really nice. You slide the tote out, and then you can raise the lid and look in there without having to take it all the way out. So, I mean, she left enough of a gap to where you didn't have to slide the tote all the way out to get it out. So that made a lot of difference. And so Joey really liked that idea. And he said maybe later on we might build something similar to that in his shop. Of course, he'll probably build it out of metal, knowing him. He's not much of a woodworker. And let's see. I don't know what I missed there. Joe said his is a regional area, but it's a different region. Ain't that the truth, of course. But yeah, they call this the Georgia, Florida, Alabama, North Carolina, Tennessee. This they call it I think it's like a 9-state or 7-state area there. They call it the regional area here around here. So it's pretty, pretty close by, and there are places that you can go to within like 5 hours, 6 hours, maybe 7 at the very most, according to how far off you want to go into those areas. But anyway, and so yeah, we've had a lot going on. Granddaughter Madison is checking on a lot of her friends up there in North Carolina and things going on. One of her friends said that they had somebody trying to they assumed that they were looting, seeing what they could find at one of the houses, the house that they're still living in that's being condemned. They're trying to get another house, but there's just nothing up there. So they're looking elsewhere, trying to find something, because the whole back side of their house, deck and the apartments on the bottom, all washed out. So anyway, they're trying to find something. Said they may end up having to move to Virginia, or on up out of North Carolina anyway. So anyway, yep, Des has her lives on Friday night, guys, and I enjoy her live. There's a lot of people get in there, and it's a lot of fun. Up to your ankles in December. Oh Lordy. December, it was probably right chilly over there in the coast. Woo. Yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah, that kind of reminds me last year. Well, I guess it was the last winter. My son got baptized, and they decided not to baptize in their one at the church there was messed up. So they did it at the lake. I mean, at the lake. And you talking about cold, it was like very cold. In fact, we didn't even go. It was so cold. And I can't even imagine. Jeremy said, well, I figured if I could do it, that the pastor ought to be able to do it too. They baptized him out there in the river, Chattahoochee River, in freezing weather. I think it was like 28 or something like that day. I said, boy, I hope y'all have some good heat out there set up and a place to change your clothes real quick. But I thought that was pretty cool. The first time I ever saw anybody being baptized, it was in the Chattahoochee River. So that was really interesting when I was, when I was a young kid. That was real common around here. So anyway. Oh, and since then, both of our granddaughters from that side of the family have been baptized. So that was really nice. We've enjoyed that. It's very comforting. Have y'all heard about the Bible that was found up there in North Carolina, and it was open to Revelations 14 and 15, right there. And so I've got to get in and read that because, everything was washed away, but that one Bible, and it was stuck on a post, opened up there. So I've got to read that to see what all it has to say, and it was outlined. So I thought that was quite interesting. Yeah, I was baptized in a nice baptismal too. I know exactly what you mean. And when you're young like that, it'll scare you to death. Like somebody's going to dunk you under the water. They're going to pull me up back when they need to or not. But yeah, I was young. I could have got back up on my own then. But anyway, okay. Thank you. Good night, Tamara. I appreciate you coming in, honey. Thanks so much. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot longer, about 14 minutes here, guys. Oh, we've been jabbing away. So we got that done, got the kids in there, got all my plants up, and I noticed that I've got a couple of things that I did not know I had. So I got to looking in my mulberry tree that I planted back here. The darn deer had started eating it up, so I went back and put a fence around it, and I did not have a piece of wire to put on the top of it. So I put a bunch of those little electric fence posts, laid them in the top, weaved them through the wire. And so I've got to get me a piece of wire to put over onto that the next day or two. Try to keep that little sucker, because it's not but about, 2.5 foot tall. Okay, because you have the Catholic church and they put the fluid. Yeah, a lot of babies are dedicated when they're very young like that, especially with the Catholic Church. That's right. And some people do not name their children, do not actually give them a full name until they're baptized. And I never understood that, but it's every religion is different. It was just things that I have learned over the years. I'm sure you probably were screaming your head off. Somebody was squirting cold water on you, girl. Even if the water is room temperature, it's cold compared to a 98-degree body, Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we've been trying to get things done around here. These little nasty dogs. Casper got out. He escaped. He escaped Saturday and run out, but thank goodness he did not. He was just so excited to be out. He just run, and he did not get after the chickens this time. So thank God for that. We captured him back up before he had time to eat a chicken, because man, he'll tear a chicken up if he's out there. And they love to chase the turkeys. Why? I don't know. If one of them things would turn around and peck them, you would think they'd leave them alone, but they do not. We have buckeyes here. Yeah, we have the small ones. And I don't know anything about ginseng, but I've been looking for it. A friend of mine showed me how they grow and what to look for and all that. So I've been looking for some ginseng around here. If I ever find any, I'm going to keep up, because this will be wild ginseng. We haven't planted any, I was baptized as a baby, but then did it again later when he was 30. Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. When you actually understand what the christening and the baptismal is all about. I had mine. I was rebaptized. Same thing. I did my little baptized, went to church as a younger person, a kid, and all that. And then after I got grown and got out and, sowed my wild oats and done all that stuff, and then I was rebaptized. And I feel like, I understood more of what I was doing the second time around than I did when I was younger. And, just felt like, that's what you ought to do. That's what expected of you. All your buddies were getting baptized and your parents wanted you baptized. So, so I felt, I understand that had my own understanding then of what was going on and what I needed to do differently in my life. Not that I'm perfect by any means, guys, because I'm long ways from it. Anyway. But yeah, we've been fiddling around here trying to get things done. I've got to get me some red velvet cakes made up, and I'm going to make some fudge, some of the old-timey fudge that you make up. Now, my friend, Mr. Max, is 96 years old. He makes his in an iron skillet. And I don't know how in the world he makes it in a skillet. He doesn't make as big a batch as I make, because when I make it, I have to do enough for everybody around here, because everybody loves that homemade, fudge icing, not that kind like you get at the brownie shops or the fudge shops, around. But yeah, this is the kind that's hard, and it just melts in your mouth, man. I love that stuff. But anyway, and I would love to learn how to make baklava. Never made baklava, but that's another thing that's on my goal of things to learn. A friend of mine's daughter makes it, and I always buy some from her. Non-denominational minister, but I know all about several religions. That's me. I've kind of studied. I have friends that are Mormon, and they don't. My friends have never practiced the multiple wives and all that stuff, but their families have, or older family members have anyway. And so I've read up and looked into their stuff. And then I have friends that are that Seventh-day Adventist or whatever it is, where they go to church on Saturdays. And I've looked into that. I guess it's more like the Jewish version of it. I've done a lot of reading into theirs. And that's where I say, there is a lot that coincides, a lot of it that's all the same thing, but maybe just a little bit different here and there. So it makes it really interesting to me to try to understand anyway and discern the differences. Yep. Oh, the polar bear plunge. Oh, yep. I would imagine that would be cold, girl. Imagine that would be cold. Yeah. Well, when we were kids, you always went swimming. It didn't matter if it was 15 out there. We went swimming on Easter. That was the first time Mom and them would let us go swimming. And if it was in March, it was right chilly some days. And then other days it'd be real warm. So you just never knew. But doggone it, we was going to be going. Baptized in the Holy Spirit. Yep. I went to a church. My ex-husband was into the Church of God or whatever, the speaking in tongues and all of that stuff. And not that I don't believe it. It was just very different from any churches I had ever been to. Mostly Southern Baptist. Few. I've been to Catholic church, been to Methodist churches and non-denominational Church of Christ and stuff like that. But those Church of Gods, they were definitely different. Interesting. Had interesting ideas too. In fact, when I was going to church there, lady was divorcing her husband, and the whole church disowned her. Her husband was a severe alcoholic and beat her, and he had beat her almost to death, and she was divorcing him, and the church just disowned her. And I thought that was just really horrible. It's not our place to judge, what their issues are, but the best thing she could do is to get away from it. Even if she didn't divorce him, and he has as many rights as her if they're still legally married nowadays. Oh, so you've looked into Hindu. Now, I don't have any friends that are, no people that are from the Hindu religion. And also have a friend that's daughter married a guy from Afghanistan. And their family have different ideas too, but they're not like us, not like our religions here. So that was interesting. Yes. Oh, let's see, guys. We only got about less than 5. We only got about 3 minutes left, in fact. So we're going to hang in here for just a few minutes. But while we're in here and I'm talking to all y'all, I want to tell y'all how much I appreciate y'all. It's because of y'all that I'm able to do this channel, and I've really enjoyed it so far. Tell y'all to be nice to people that aren't nice to you, because we don't know what's going on in their lives. Y'all think about yourselves. Speak good things about your life. Don't put yourselves down, because if you don't love yourself, nobody else is going to love you. There's Rhonda Dotson. Hello, Rhonda. Good to see you in here. Yes, exactly. Very interesting. You know, when they visit, in fact, this lady, when they have phone calls with his family, she has to wear the veil over her face and all that stuff. You know, I just don't know whether I could do that or not. You know, give them the impression that I've done something that I didn't. So you know how that goes. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for coming in. We're going to be getting out of here in a few minutes, but I just wanted to say, hey, appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much. Because I couldn't do this without y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate it over and over again. Y'all pray for all those people out there that don't have electricity, that don't have power, that are there's snow and rain, and you know, just their homes are destroyed and everything else. Not just in our country though, all over the world people are suffering. So, but especially right here in our country, and you know, it's a sad situation when as much money as our government ships off to other countries, that they can't help these people, because you know, FEMA can give these people that come into our country illegally. I'm going to get on my soapbox now. Come into our country, you know, a big paycheck and a credit card to use, but these people if they get anything at all, they're getting $750, and most of them aren't getting that, guys. So thank you, Des. Thank you. We'll see you Friday night, girl. Yeah, so I mean, it's just a sad situation for all these people that are out there that have, you know, they're trying to live in tents. A lot of them that are trying to keep their property up there. And, you know, a lot of people are, a lot of big business industry is wanting to come in and buy out all that property up there in North Carolina and Virginia, and then those down areas there in the mountains, you know, because of the minerals there inside the mountains. So it's really sad. I'm hoping that those people will not be, you know, eminent domain or whatever doesn't take over and take their properties from them, because some of those families have been there for years, you know, for centuries. Anyway, but thank y'all so much for coming in tonight. We are trying to do our best to get some more videos out. Just had that little lull there while I was sick, but I'm trying to get back going again, and I'll try to get out the last of the Barbers Museum thing this week. I love y'all. Y'all take it easy. Good night. Have a good day. And let's see. Says we got a minute and a half left, but we're getting out of here, guys. So we will talk to y'all later. Love you. Good night.